to MetriTalks. This is our first one. My name is Robert. I'm a part of the Metricool team, and I'm here alongside Juan and Liz. And make sure you guys stay to the end for some freebies, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Liz, you could go first.
Hi, I'm Liz Thompson. I've been a content creator for the past 13 years. I do easy, healthy vegetarian recipes, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And hello, everyone. I'm Juan. I am the founder of IG Creator Academy, where we teach content creators how to grow and monetize their personal brands online. And I've been doing this for almost 10 years as well, but I've changed a lot. Like my niche has changed a lot over the past years. And I finally found something that I love, which is social media marketing.
Awesome. And we're going to get into some questions about all things creator. So let's start without further ado. First question I have for you guys is kind of like behind the scenes of being a creator. Like, how did you guys start?
I can start.
Yes.
So,
Ladies first.
so I actually started back in 2010. So before Instagram, before TikTok, I just had a blog. I was creating a food blog just for fun. It was kind of one of those passion projects that eventually turned into a side hustle, that eventually turned into a full-time gig. So now I kind of split my time between the blog and Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Threads, whatever pops up next, I'm trying to roll with it. But it's been fun to kind of get to see the evolution of social media and the ways that all of these different platforms are similar but different, and kind of learning how to figure out what does my content look like on one platform versus another? How do I do long form content versus short form video and all of that? So I think it's a great industry to be in if you like learning something new, because there's always something new to learn.
Yes, definitely.
And about my story, I started on Instagram around when it first came out, and I always wanted to do something about it. My first thought was, okay, I'll just become an influencer. And hi, Andy.
I'm sorry, the link wasn't working.
No problem.
All good, all good.
This is
Um, and back then, there were like no resources to learn how to grow an Instagram, how to grow a business. So I ended up doing all the wrong things, like follow and follow, buying followers, bots, etc. So that just killed my account. So I just gave up with the idea of becoming a lifestyle blogger and influencer. Then I started a second account focusing on travel photography. My goal was to get paid to travel the world, but guess what? Nothing happened after a whole year. And I was trying to sell prints and I was trying to sell presets, but nothing worked. And after COVID, that's when I had been working in the marketing, sales and marketing for 7 years back then. It's been 10 now. And I decided to start in social media marketing. I decided to shift my niche again from travel to social media marketing. And I started giving like tips, advice, everything that I had learned over the past years. And people started asking me questions. I started to get a lot of DMs, and that's when I launched my first coaching program. And after that, I realized that that change in niche was really affecting my Instagram growth. I was selling myself as an Instagram growth expert, but my account wasn't growing. So I started a third account from scratch, which is IG Creator Academy. And in less than a year, we had over 120,000 people. I've launched digital products like courses, memberships. I have a lot of free guides, challenges. So pretty much it's been a long journey, but very, very fruitful.
That's amazing. Great story. And Andy, welcome.
Thank you. Sorry for
Yeah.
being late.
No worries. We're just talking about how you kind of got started on social media, and you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I didn't start my first like social media focus in fashion and lifestyle. I started as a parkour influencer, creating content of parkour, sharing my journey because I used to travel a lot to with a lot of friends. So we had a kind of big community in the theme of parkour, but didn't really work very good because I had like 5,000 followers. That in the niche of parkour is a lot, not the biggest account, but it worked.
Mhm.
And then I broke my knee, and it really take all my inspiration and the things I wanted to do in social media. So I really just started not uploading anything, and there was a hiatus where I didn't upload anything to social media, and I disappeared kind of. So my followers went like from 5,000 to 4,000 or 3,000, and then I started like sharing a bit of fashion because I always like the way I dress and kind of take care of my image. And it went just like I really focus on starting well. I said if I can do 10 videos in 5 days, I will start. And I started on TikTok, and I uploaded for 3 months 2 videos a day, like with really good editing, really good ideas. I used to go to sleep after writing 20 ideas, which I could do the next day. And if I didn't write them, I couldn't go to sleep. So I really take very serious the social media, and I grow my TikTok like 200,000 followers in like a month.
Oh wow.
Really blow, because really fashion industry is like
Mm.
very big. If you talk about something that you can share with everyone, because everyone has clothes. So if you share tips, or it's not the same as marketing, because not everyone knows something about marketing, but every person in the world has a t-shirt. So everyone can be a little bit interested. So I grew very fast, but didn't do Instagram. And then I took all the videos of TikTok and throw it to Instagram, like 2 a day too, and blow like 100,000 followers in 2 weeks,
Oh wow.
and really did very well, and just keep doing that. And really here I am a year and a half later, and history is not the same amount of followers like in a month or something, but I'm really happy with the journey and really enjoying everything, and it's really cool.
That's amazing. The power of TikTok is real.
Yeah.
It really is.
The power of
And
social
you
media.
Yes.
you really understand everything with TikTok. If you keep the focus on understanding other people videos and how the metrics of other people work, like you really know how to do everything. So it's not like a challenge doing a great video, because you know every bit of it and you can do it great with
Mhm.
a not an amazing idea. You can create a great video.
Yes, exactly. Kind of the next question, kind of topic we're going to go into is like your top social media tools, tips, and strategies of 2023. So, kind of like what tools you use, how you maintain a following, how you keep your following engaged, and tips you would give to someone like starting on social media. Um, Anyone can start. Liz, if you want.
I could start.
Perfect.
I guess for me, the biggest challenge that I see is just figuring out how to balance my time, because these days there's just so many platforms and it feels like there's so many places that you need to be active and creating content. So for me, it's kind of a balance of where is my audience, where am I kind of seeing the most ROI in terms of where I'm investing my time. For me, still long form content on my website is kind of my bread and butter, but how do I make sure that I'm reaching new audiences? And for me, there's still a little bit on Facebook, believe it or not. There's still some on Instagram. TikTok has been like a little bit slower. I just don't see as much conversion from there to my website, but I still feel like it's valuable to reach those people and to kind of build my brand there. So I would say one of the things that has helped me is truly just using the screen time app on my phone to see where I'm spending my time, because it is so easy to spend 2 hours scrolling on a platform where I'm telling myself I'm being productive, but I'm not actually accomplishing what I need to accomplish. So I try to keep myself honest. If I'm posting something on Instagram, I might set a timer for 20 minutes to engage and reply to comments and messages and post what I need to post, but then also keep myself focused to like keep the day moving. So simple tools like that have been super helpful for me. And then all of the analytics, all of these platforms have wonderful analytics. Obviously, you can get great analytics through Metricool, and that has just been a great way to help me figure out, like, do I need to invest more time in one platform versus another based on what I'm trying to accomplish for my business?
Yeah, definitely. And yes, Metricool does have a great analytics little thing for everyone. So if you don't have Metricool, stay tuned because we have a little freebie coming at the end.
I'll go
Um.
next.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, you wanted to go, Andy?
No, no,
Go
no.
ahead.
Go.
For me, I think time management is always a struggle, as Liz was saying.
Mhm.
Um, but I do try to focus on the business side of things more than the content creation side of things, because it's a completely different strategy to grow an audience and then to grow a business. And obviously, everyone starts, with the goal of growing an audience. But when you are running a business, you realize that having a huge audience doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be making sales for your business. So you need to like switch that focus. And for me, it's been really this year focusing on long form content. So I've really been pushing my blog, my YouTube channel, because these are evergreen pieces of content and they're going to increase your discoverability as a business. Because if you are present on Google or on YouTube when someone's searching for something related to you, if you show up there, that's incredible. That's like the best thing you can do. Whereas social media like Instagram, TikTok, you create something and then it just gets buried behind other posts and like never to be seen again. Well, TikTok is a little bit different because you can actually search and you can find all their piece of content. So for me, the way that I've been doing this is basically focusing on one main piece of content per week, a blog. And I've been using a lot of AI tools like Bard and ChatGPT to help me repurpose that into a YouTube script, into a carousel for Instagram, into a script for Reels. So I do save a lot of time using AI, and then obviously use Metricool to schedule all my content to my multiple channels, because I do believe that the key lies in having a multi-channel strategy. As a business owner, obviously, if you're a content creator and then your only goal is to get brand deals, then Instagram, TikTok is fine. But if you're looking to grow your business, then you need to shift that focus, that mentality, and focus on longer form content, evergreen content.
Yeah, I really like how you kind of compared like actually wanting to be a business and then kind of the other side of just kind of wanting to be an influencer, which are both great. But
Yeah,
yeah,
of
good
course.
point.
And I've done both. I love working with brands, and brand partnerships are a great source of income for my business. But obviously, you want more, so you want to
Yeah.
your own products, your own services. So that's when you need to find the perfect balance between being a content creator and a business owner.
Yes, exactly.
I'm I'm the one of like works only with Instagram, TikTok because I live by my brand deals. So my main focus is like creating content and not like long time form because I create content every day and I have time because I don't have a business yet
Mhm.
to spend a lot of time creating content. So for me, if you will start today, I think the main part is knowing what you want to do, because if you are a business owner, you have to understand that you cannot expend the amount of time that I spend creating content. So it's not the same. You can always find a person to do that, because if I had a business and I wanted someone only that the main focus is creating content, and it's like a person, I want my, if I'm creating my brand. So if I create my brand, I would like to have a brand like his own influencer, like the brand itself creates content and is like something you can relate to, because here in Spain there are a few brands that do that and really take that and become sales, and not focusing like on mainly sales. Maybe there's just a piece of content that works because it's a great piece of content, so that's the focus that I will want in my brand,
Mhm.
which I will make.
Mhm.
But if you will start now, I think you have to understand social media before spending time creating content. So what I did when I first started, like a year and a half ago, I spent a lot of time finding the niche that I wanted to be, that was fashion. So I take like 50 creators that I really like and put the pieces of content that I think I could create or copy in my own way, and understanding why there are pieces of contents of the creators I like that work and others that don't work. Because once you understand why something works and why something doesn't work, which is very hard to know, like I spend a lot of time on social media. I'm the typical kid that really it's on his phone all day. I hate it, but I really understand every piece of content that I create. I know I'm editing, and I know, yes, this is gonna have like between 100,000 views and 300,000 views, and I'm editing something that I know is like, yeah, I'm gonna hit a million for sure. And maybe sometimes I'm like, well, it didn't, but usually I really understand social media. So if you have to start now, I think that's the best way. Like you really understand what you are creating, the audience you are creating the content for, and once you understand that, it's done. Like you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good kind of way of thinking about it, like knowing what your audience wants to be, what you want your content to be, kind of get that inspiration. So I think that's really great. And then kind of I wanted to go through kind of like what an average like day to day looks like in a creator's life. Like how many
Mhm.
pieces of content you guys try to get out each day, how much time you try to spend each day. Do you like limit to yourself to some time?
Um, I start.
Yeah, sure. Anyone.
I mean, because I just do social media, I try to like one or two TikToks a day, one reels, and like seven stories. That's
Okay.
the main goal I try to do, because like a year or two ago, the stories were like you need to upload a bunch of stories because you're gonna create an audience. But now I feel like if you create a reels that you are gonna share to the people and more people are gonna see that, you can reduce the amount of stories. But what I try to do is like one content that is really quality on TikTok, that is the one that I'm gonna upload to Instagram too. And then it's hard to me because I just started doing like two TikToks a day. I was the one TikTok a day, quality editing ideas, and that was like my day, like thinking of ideas, editing, filming. But now I try to do one to connect with the people. That is the hard part, that you don't really know if it's gonna hit or it's just gonna be a bump, because it's a video that is easy to create, but it really makes a community, which I started to realize is working really good. Like my DMs are blowing because I create a community through stories and through that video on TikTok. So I divide the quality content and having a great audience.
Mhm.
So that's how I divide on TikTok and on Instagram. Stories to create a community, and reels to share quality.
Yes. I do think stories are a big part of creating that community and
Yeah. And
having
it has to be natural in my case as a creator,
Mhm.
because if you, and it's hard for me because I always want to have the perfect piece of content for everything, and it's hard. You have to like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna upload this. It's not the best, but maybe it works and maybe people like it.
Mhm.
Stories should be
And
more raw, anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Should I go next?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, my routine is completely different than Andy's. Because yeah, I do run a business, so I need to kind of like organize my time wisely, time block and everything. So, usually I don't. I'm based in Spain as well, and I usually don't start work until around midday. So I dedicate the entire morning to my self-care. I meditate, journal, exercise, have a huge breakfast. So I know that when I get started with work, I've already dedicated some time to myself, and I don't feel rushed. That's why one of the main reasons why I escaped the corporate world, because I just didn't like having like set schedules and all that. So my content creation is split in 3 days. So I do have a bank of ideas that I'm constantly filling in. Whenever I get a cool idea, and it can happen anywhere, I just write it on my notes on my phone, and then I try to post 4 times per week on Instagram. And I just basically repurpose those to TikTok, to Shorts. So what I do is always one community post, which is what Andy was saying, which is extremely important. So anything that's going to help you connect with your audience, relatable stories, your challenges, personal stories, all of that. And I usually post those on Monday because Mondays are, people are just getting back from the weekend. So it's a great way to connect with them and not just something educational or promotional. So I do that on Mondays. Then I also do I call it expert piece of content, which is something to position myself as a trust leader or as an authority in my industry. And it's usually more educational or informational. Then I also do every week on promotional content where I am driving traffic either to and my membership, my courses, etc. And on Fridays, so I don't post on Wednesdays, and on Fridays I do something entertaining like a meme or something more relaxed. So those are more my 4 pieces of content. And what I do is I every Wednesday I sit down, I write down the scripts for the reel if it's a talking reel, or I write the captions, or the content if it's gonna be a carousel, what's gonna go inside of the carousel. Then on Thursdays, I film. So I batch create all my reels, TikToks, shorts. Sometimes, for example, what I will do is the the content that goes inside of a carousel for Instagram, I film it as a video for TikTok. So I'm always using, even if it's a static post, I always create a video version for TikTok and for YouTube Shorts. So I film on Thursdays. Also, if I have a YouTube video coming up, I will record it on Thursdays, but I usually do this once a month. So my blogs and YouTubes, I do it once a month. My weekly content, I do it every week. And then on Fridays, I review all the content and I schedule it with Metricool to all my channels. So I just split that in 3 days. And in terms of stories, I try to do 9 stories per day, a story set in the morning, a story set in the afternoon, and a story set in the evening. um, Always trying to use storytelling, connecting with my audience, and then I always try to sell in stories. So if you are looking at my stories, there's always a time of day when I'm pushing my offers, because at the end of the day, you need to talk about it every day if you want to make daily sales. So that's pretty much my schedule and how I organize my time.
And
Awesome.
do you use links every day? Like you use the link on the
On
story?
No, I
Oh,
ask
okay.
people to DM me a specific
Yeah, but
word, because I found out that people do click on links actually, but I found out that when they click on the link and they go to your sales page and they have to read all that content and then they have to go to the checkout, and it's a little bit overwhelming. Whereas if you tell them DM me the word growth, if it's for Instagram growth, and then
right.
they DM you that, and then you can start the conversation, be like, hey, how you doing? I think I'm so happy you're interested in this. Tell me, what's your biggest struggle with Instagram at the moment? So you start the conversation, you start asking questions, and that kind of like softens a little bit the tone, and they feel more comfortable with you. And then after having a, I don't know, 5-minute conversation, then you can tell them, listen, if you're interested, I have this offer, it's going to help you with this. And I've seen that there are more conversions like that rather than just sharing the link and sending people to do that on their own.
Cool. And Instagram penalize if you use links every day. Because when I do brand deals, I have to use links, and my
Uh-huh.
stories are like I pass from like I have the average story, and when you use links, like one, even though it's like super organic, and I know it's like a quality piece of content, they penalize.
Interesting. That I've heard a lot of people talking about links reducing your story reach. I honestly haven't seen a difference, but what I would recommend you to do is, do you know? Have you heard about ManyChat or InstaChamp? These tools are DM automation tools, where basically you create a message, like a message that people will receive. So let's say you're promoting, I don't know, Nike, right? And then you tell people, DM me the word Nike, and then they DM you and they receive a message from you that you've previously written with the link to that, with your promotional link or your referral link. So that's a great way of like still sending them a link, but within the DMs.
Yeah, I will have to talk with the brands because they force you to use the link always. But that's really
Mm.
cool. I'm gonna write the name. What is it called?
It's called there's one's called ManyChat, but it's a little bit pricey, and then the one that I use is InstaChamp. So
Insta.
INSTA champ, as like a champion.
Okay.
Awesome. Giving tips to others. That's great.
I'll answer the original question, but I will also say I use ManyChat for my Instagram, and it's so handy.
So
I
good.
use it to have people like comment dinner, and then they comment dinner, and then they get the link in their DMs. And I do think it helps a lot because it's easy for them to go back and reference the link, like you said, when they're ready, even if they're not like in the spot to be researching something at that moment. So love ManyChat. I might have to check out InstaChamp. For me, I think my routine looks a little bit different because I am doing mostly recipe creation. So I have to do a lot of time in the kitchen, recipe development, testing recipes, all that stuff before it makes it into the content. So I usually try to batch work all of the recipe testing. So I make a huge mess in the kitchen all at once. I try to get a few different recipes done in the morning. And then usually I try to shoot photos and video at the same time, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. And then usually in the afternoons, I do kind of my computer work. So editing, writing blog posts, doing SEO research, analytics, emails, all of the stuff behind the scenes that nobody thinks about when it comes to being a creator. But that has worked pretty well for me. I think just trying to batch content as much as I can so that if I'm in the headspace of writing a blog post, I try to write 3 blog posts. Or if I'm in the headspace of writing emails, I can write all my email copy at once. And I think that has definitely made it more efficient. I try to do 3 long form blog posts a week, which means 3 new recipes. And it doesn't always translate to social. So there are some things that I know will do really well on Instagram or TikTok, but they won't necessarily do well as a blog post because it might be something that people they're not searching for, they're not Googling, and vice versa. Like salads do really well on my website, but they're not something that do as well on Instagram and TikTok. So sometimes I make content just for one platform or the other, especially if I know that it's something my audience is going to love, whether that's my Instagram audience or my blog audience. So sometimes it doesn't work to repurpose the content across platforms, but as much as I can, I try to re-edit the footage for a YouTube short or a video pin or all of that stuff just to try to get as much mileage from my content as I can. And because I've been doing it for a long time, I do have a lot of old content I can pull from, which does help. I can re-edit a video based on the style that's working now. Maybe it used to be voiceovers or it used to be text on the video, and now I'll take that same video clip, remove the text, do a voiceover or something like that. So it does help once you kind of have a library of content built up to be able to pull from that. Makes it a little bit easier to get more content out.
I think.
And do you edit all your videos?
Yeah, I use Splice for the most part for all my video editing.
You use what?
I use an app called Splice. It's kind of like CapCut, but I just think
Okay, yeah,
easy to
I
use.
use CapCut.
Yeah.
I've used Splice, but I don't feel like the newer creators don't really know about it. I don't know.
But
It's been in for a while.
Yes,
Splice.
it's been for a
It
while.
started as an Instagram story app, right? To create Instagram stories, if I'm not wrong.
maybe.
Yeah.
It's funny how once you learn a tool, you're like, I just want to stick with this tool.
Yeah.
I
Of
think
course.
in Spain, I've never heard of it, and I'm a freaky of like I use 2 apps to edit.
Okay.
I cut in one app and add the things on CapCut.
Gotcha.
I love CapCut. It's a great.
Yeah,
app.
but it's awful to cut. Like you use it to cut something and you cut it and you go to the beginning and you have to go there, cut, go to the beginning. It's like it's awful for cutting. If you have like a video of 10 minutes, your head's gonna blow.
Have you ever tried to use it on the computer, or you just use it on your phone?
Now I use it on my phone.
Okay. Maybe try on the computer.
Because I do everything on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's extra work having to send the video to your laptop to edit
Yeah.
it there and then send it. It's just like-
And I'm super fast editing on the phone. It's like so I don't know to edit on any app on the computer. So phone all day.
Strictly phone. Yeah, we could start off with this question as well. How do you guys like adapt to like new updates or like new apps that come out? Like Threads just came out. Like, how does this like affect you guys? And do you guys go to that app, or you're like, let me wait it out and see, or kind of
I feel like after doing this for so many years, I've learned like you can't avoid the new tools. You can't avoid the new trends. Like if you want to stay in the game, you kind of just have to keep learning the new platforms. And I do try to limit how much time I'm invested in them because for example, right now like Threads is not going to be a great business generator for me, but it could be down the road and I don't want to miss out on the potential. So I'll spend a little bit of time just kind of seeing how people are using it, think about how it might work for my business, what different angle could it maybe add, what could it look like for sponsorships down the road and things like that. But I think it's important to figure out the balance of like you don't want to stay where you are. Like you have to keep evolving if you want to stay relevant, but also you don't want to just be chasing the shiny thing constantly. So I feel like it is a little bit of a balance.
Definitely.
Yeah, I totally agree with Liz. Especially again, when you're running a business, you need to think, okay, is this going to be bringing some sort of revenue to my business? So I am all in about adapting or dying. So you do need to adapt. Like whenever there's something new, you need to at least get your hands on it and see how it works. But limit your time. I'm also trying to limit my time with Threads. I'm there threading, I guess it's what it's called. But I'm, focused right now. I'm working on a new program that I'm launching in September, so I really need to be focused. So I know people that are spending the entire day replying to comments on Threads and just spending a lot of time. For me, it's not my priority right now. And what I recommend people, especially business owners, is that don't lose your focus. If you're working on something right now, that's your main priority. If Threads are going to be the next huge thing, they'll still be here by the end of the year. So right now we have like 6 months left to really hit our income goals. So we cannot be distracted with other things. But at the same time, you do need to at least understand how it works. And as Liz was saying, it might be beneficial for your business in the future. So you might as well know already everything about it.
Yes, definitely.
I've never used Twitter, my life, so I don't know kind of anything. I downloaded Threads because
Mhm.
I think it can be useful, but I don't know how to use it. So I think I will learn because my main focus is Instagram.
Mhm.
So I think I have to understand because yes, I think it's very important to have that, like, chase a bit the shiny thing as you said, because if you create a community now there is very important. But if you had like a big community in other platforms, I think you always had like a bit of image. If you start like in a year and you are big on Instagram and you upload something and someone sees it's you, I think you're gonna be fine if you keep chasing the community and not just the media. Like being big on TikTok, no, have the community to be big on TikTok, and that big community also follows you on Instagram and see your story, so they want to see everything you do. So that's what I think.
Yes, definitely. All great answers. I feel like we have such like a different. Everyone has a different aspect. It's great.
I love that.
Yes. And kind of like the last topic that we're kind of going to go over is um, I know creator burnout can be real. How do you guys avoid that? Or do you guys outsource for help? Do you go to a team to help you? Kind of, how do you guys avoid that burnout?
I can start.
Sure.
Creator burnout is real for sure.
Very real.
I do try to take breaks when I need to. I try really to not be on my phone in the evening. I try to carve out that as like family time and stay off my phone as much as I can. It's not perfect, but it does help to just like have a little bit of a break. I turn off all the notifications. I keep my phone on do not disturb. I just can't constantly be replying to things or I would never get anything done. So that helps. I also have a few virtual assistants that help with things like scheduling and replying to stuff. And that helps me feel like I can truly take a step back without like no one being at the wheel. So that helps a lot too. But I think also just remembering that like no one's going to notice if you disappear from Instagram for a day or two. Like your business is still going to be there, your followers are still going to be there. I think just giving yourself space when you need it. Like we're running a marathon, not a sprint. We want to stay in
Yeah.
this game for a long time, right? So I think taking the breaks when you need to and not stressing about it is probably the best advice I can give.
And that's great advice
Yeah.
because it does happen. Everyone's human. I mean,
Yeah, I've experienced creator burnout as well. Actually, at the beginning of the year, I almost quit because I was so burnout from all the pressure of not just growing an audience and or keep up with the growth and momentum, but growing your business. And then when your business is not doing great, it's just like kind of like throws you off. But for me, the things that have really helped me are my morning routine, which I talked about previously. That's like sacred for me. Like dedicating hours to myself every morning is like a non-negotiable. Um, Also, therapy. I think everyone should go to therapy, even if you don't think you have an issue, but you do have issues right there inside. And it's helped me a lot as well. And also having this using or seeing social media as a business also helped me. So I don't post over the weekends. I don't do anything over the weekends. It's my full time job, Monday to Fridays. And I always recommend people like don't post because if you post, you need to be engaging. You need to post stories. Don't post over the weekends. Like you would be so pissed off if your boss would tell you to post every weekend if you were working at a 9 to 5, and then you're doing this to yourself. Like don't do it. And also take breaks. I take a lot of breaks. I take breaks around every 2 to 3 months, sometimes like a 5 day break, sometimes 3 weeks break. And nothing has happened. My audience was still there, my business is still growing. So it's just prioritizing really your mental health and your self-care over the rest. I would say is the most important thing to avoid burnout. And also if you are facing burnout, don't like feel that like it's the end of the world. Everyone goes through that. Just try to understand where it's coming from and keep in mind your long-term vision as well. If you're struggling right now because your account isn't growing or you're not making the sales that you're making, it's okay. Right now, it's like that. Every in a month from now, everything can change. And if you have a clear purpose or vision for your business, then just stick to that like long-term goal, and that keeps you going and going even when there's a lot of challenges.
Yeah, I think if you think long term, it's less of a burn down because you take it with peace and don't stress about it. But what I do is like I write a lot. Like my focus is I want to be me on social media. It's not a business for me. It's like my goal is to be the best creator, like create something that is authentic and it's me, and it's less of a burn down because I don't feel like I'm working, even though I sometimes spend like 15 hours a day thinking and editing and recording. But my as an influencer and not a business owner and like that, my life is it's awesome. Like I love my life. I spend like maybe 2 weeks at home every day. I just wake up, my morning routine, record, edit, go to the gym, come back, ideas, go to sleep, and I love it. But because I know in 2 weeks I'm gonna go to an event. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna make new friends, and that's also work. So it's like, whoa, that's crazy that this is work. And then I'm gonna travel, and I can create content of my. I went to Mallorca this like last week with my friends, and it's like I'm on a vacation. I just record a bit, make a video, and I know it's gonna go well because it's authentic. It's me. So that's also like when I burn down of my main content that is fashion, and I'm in my house with my clothes, and I go to another content because the content is me, so I can do that. It's also the perfect break, and I come back home and work on the usual thing, write my ideas for the next trip, and create content there, and that's what I do. Also, when I'm really burned out, I don't upload stories, maybe one or two, a picture of my shoes, and
Hmm.
that's
Easy.
the perfect break.
I wish I could post pictures of my shoes and just get on with that.
I'm in fashion. I post a great pic of the shoe, and it goes pretty well.
yes, you have a lot of. I've seen all your TikTok videos and Instagram. Very very cool.
Thank you.
Yes. And I think that's all for the questions. I'm gonna head over to the chat and see if anyone has left any questions, and I'll pop them up on the screen.
Great.
There are some people that have been asking questions in the comments. Maybe we can tell them to drop those questions in the question box
Mhm.
so that we can answer them.
Yep.
Okay.
I think this one's for Juan.
Okay. You can create content post schedule. What is your strategy for gaining organic followers through your trials and efforts? And okay, so the best thing that you can do right now to grow on social or an audience on social media is, as Andy was saying, being yourself. Uh, Sharing educational content or tips or informational content is good to position yourself, but once people have already followed you, but you need to attract people that like you as a person, even if you're a business owner, your business has a personality. So you need to find ways of standing out, and that just comes down to your brand foundations, your values, your personality, your tone, etc., to attract, and then obviously creating content that will attract your ideal audience, right? And the content that is generating growth right now is more the relatable content, entertaining content, right? With this, you attract people to your page. They like your personality, so they follow you. But in order for them to stay, you need to provide them more value through education, through information, and of course, if you are selling something, providing value through your offers. So I would say the most important part is being authentic, finding ways of standing out. You don't want to blend in with what everyone else is doing. Study what everyone else is doing, study what's working, but give it your own unique approach with your personality. I always love wearing shirts like this, and this is something that has helped me build a personal brand, and people know me as the funky shirt guy, or jazzy shirt guy. So just find ways of standing out, see what's working, give it your own approach, and be yourself, be relatable, be authentic, be funny, if you are a funny person, of course.
Definitely.
Mm,
And
yeah,
then,
I think it's a perfect answer.
yes.
Maybe like yes, study other creators is what worked for me. Like you can be a really you have ambition and you want to create content, but at the beginning you don't know how to create content, and there's other people that do know. So learn how to have the approach for your content, knowing how to create, seeing other people, and understanding their content, because it's the once you understand, it's super easy.
Definitely. Both great answers. I think we'll head to the next one. Let me see. This one says, I read that there's no negative to reusing your own videos and pictures. Is that true? Anyone could take the wheel and answer. If you guys.
As someone who recycles their content a lot, I agree. I think there's ways to kind of keep it relevant and fresh. I mean, I keep track of when I last shared something so that it doesn't feel stale. But I think there's also ways to just slightly change something, re-edit something, use a new caption where you can get a lot of mileage without having to reshoot something or make something new. So I totally agree. Yes, you can recycle
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
I upload the same video like 3 times and get over 1 million views on the 3 times.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if something worked maybe 3 months ago, you can try and re-upload it, and if it works, you can try it 3 months later. And if it's great content and you really upload a lot of content, so people don't say you upload the same content like in the same week. No, but if you have a big space of time, I could live like reusing the videos I used 5 months ago for 2 weeks, and no one will notice, and the video will work for sure.
Yeah. And just remember that not everyone will see your content because of the social media algorithms. So what you posted today, maybe some people saw it, and if you post it again in like a month and a half, maybe those people that saw it the first time won't see it, but another group of people will see it. So it's a great way of keeping that, if it's a good piece of content, keeping it alive as well.
And maybe you reach other people, like you
Exactly.
reach your followers, and they say you upload it again. Yeah, but maybe like 1 million people different see the video, so you don't do it every day, But if you do it, your followers are gonna be okay because it's a great video. You're gonna reach bigger audiences.
Mhm. Another question is, do you guys edit slash create on phones or desktop slash laptops? I get so tired of trying to do everything on my phone. I'd like to seamlessly edit on the computer. What tools would you guys use for this? I know Andy does it on the phone, but
I use because I lose focus on my phone a lot.
Mhm.
I actually been like 2 months editing in the same comfort space that is CapCut and InShot, and on the tablet, my tablet, and
Mhm.
I share with iDrop,
Mhm.
and I leave the phone in another room so I can edit.
Okay.
Peace.
Yeah, I use a lot of the Adobe tools. So I use Lightroom for all my photo editing, and a little bit of video editing. Mostly, I just edit videos using Splice on my phone because I'm shooting most of the video on my phone. So that just makes it easy. But I do like all of the Adobe products for editing on my laptop.
Yeah, yeah. I'm also I'm an Adobe fan, but I use CapCut as well, and because what I was saying before, I film most of the videos except for YouTube, but for social media on my phone. I don't want to like then upload them to my laptop and then upload them to my phone, so I just edit them on CapCut. I know CapCut has also a desktop version. I'm not sure if it syncs your content from your phone to your desktop, but if it does, it would be a great, an easy way for you to just film on your phone, sync it to your laptop with CapCut, edit on your laptop, and then export from your phone. But I'm not sure if they do that because I know Adobe does that. So if you are editing on your phone, you also can access the files on your desktop.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that does that for CapCut. I
Yeah, I
actually
don't think because
put it out.
you have to like have the
The
file
file.
on
Mhm.
the.
Yeah.
I wish it does that because I wanna hire someone to edit, so it would be awesome. Like having a bit edit, so I can just cut the things I don't like. That I don't know. I wish.
Um, let's keep going down. This is another one. It says, for growth, how many times should I post? I don't know if they're meeting every day, but I think that's what they meant.
The more you post, the more likely you're gonna grow. But then you have to think, is it gonna lead to burnout, or is it gonna lead to you feeling overwhelmed, or is it gonna lead to you running out of ideas, or posting every day for 2 weeks and then stopping because you burn out or you don't know what to post? So I would focus really on creating a content strategy if you're a business owner that would help you grow. Maybe not so fast, not like an explosive or viral growth, but grow consistently while also nurturing your audience, while also making sales for your business. So yes, the more you grow, the better. But is it really worth it?
I posted way more when I started. Like if you love social media and you really, really, really want it, post a lot, edit a lot, spend a lot of time, and you will grow for sure. And understand the algorithm, and you'll be okay.
Mhm.
And know the niche, very important.
Um, let's see what. Oh, this one. Um, for growth. Oh wait, I just did that one. Sorry. I clicked the wrong one. This one. Okay. Someone asked, are hashtags still important as they used to be?
Oh, I'll take this one because I actually just did a post today on my Instagram page about that, and I'm talking about Instagram. Maybe for TikTok, Andy can tell us. But for Instagram, really, hashtags don't work as they used to maybe like 3 4 years ago. They still work, so you can still use them, but Instagram is really changing its approach to becoming a more SEO tool, search engine optimization, which means that it scans keywords in your content, it scan keywords in your captions, it scans keywords in the visuals. I'm not sure if it scans video keywords in your videos yet, as TikTok does, but basically you got to change your approach to from hashtag focused to keyword focused. And when I talk about keywords, just think how your ideal audience or how your followers would search for content like yours on Instagram? Would they search? In my case, well, I know that people would search Instagram growth tips. So I know that I have to incorporate that in my caption multiple times. The more, the better, and use hashtags as keywords as well. So don't spend time searching for like the best hashtags. Just think of keywords and also hashtag them.
Yeah, it's the same. In TikTok, like they don't work. I mean, I don't know if they work. I use them, but I only use them because to like the SEO. I don't know if the hashtags do something there, but I focus on having a great description of the video. Like even if it's not as aesthetic as I wanted, because I'm talking about something I would like to say. Oh, this is good. No, I say um, outfit from this and this and that. So it's really on the SEO part, and then I use like fashion TikTok and hashtag that are very related.
Mhm.
I use four, no more, because it doesn't look good, and I don't think they really are gonna work that much. If you describe your video in four hashtags that you think and you understand and you saw other people, I think they do something to position the video in the for you page. But I the most important thing is to create a great piece of content, and then the hashtag don't really matter because the video is gonna position itself.
And Liz, do you think hashtags are important? How do you use hashtags? Do you use hashtags?
I think you guys covered it. Like they don't seem to be super necessary in TikTok. I kind of use them as like a way to get in the keywords in my captions on Instagram, but I don't spend a lot of time doing like hashtag research and stuff because like Juan said, it's just changed so much that it's
Yeah.
not as important as it used to be.
Mhm. Definitely.
100%.
All right, I think that's a lot of the questions already. I know that Liz has an awesome website that will be shared in the chat with all of her recipes,
Mhm.
which is awesome, vegetarian and vegan. Um, and Juan has his free IG growth guide, which will also be linked in the chat, and as well as his free chat GPT prompts for social media and content creation, which is awesome because AI. So
It's here to
those
stay.
links, so those links will be in the chat. And also, as well as a little Metricool thing, we do have a promo code for 30 days premium for free. I will share that as well. Let me see. Here's the code. You could use code MetriTalks for Metricool for any plan for 30 days free, which is awesome. If you stayed this long, thank you. And now you get that. Yeah, all those links will be in the description. I wonder if we have anything else. And I'm just going to leave all of their can't do them all at once, but we could put them. There's Juan's IG. If anyone wants to follow, all you have to do is scan that QR code. I'll leave it up there for a minute. And then we have Liz's as well. And Andy's as well. And they should all be linked in the chat as well. And I think that's all. Oh, and one more thing. We are continuing the MetriTalks for Metricool. So if you want to be a part of one, get picked for one, we have a form as well. And I think that will be linked in the chat as well. And this YouTube video will live on our YouTube channel. So you could always come back and rewatch it. And I think that's all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And
I'm
thank
taking a photo, by the way, if you guys want to smile. Yeah, thank you so much.
yes,
Thanks, everyone.
guys.
And nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you, Liz. Nice to meet you, Andy and
Nice to meet
Robert.
you.
Yes, nice
Yeah,
to meet
this
you.
was so
Oh,
fun.
yes.
Yeah, we have to repeat.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
bye bye.
So much.
Bye.